Thank you. On the 12th of October, on the Waltham Forest Women Taking the Streets Back, they posted a Guardian video featuring young women who had experienced street harassment. Having gone to school a few decades ago, I found it very sad that these young women had the same experiences as me. It would appear times have not changed. I remember saying no to one particular guy who'd asked me for a date, and the next thing you know, he was screaming from the top of a double-decker bus across a very busy road, "I'm going to kill you." I was 16. On another occasion, I saw a girl beaten by her long-term boyfriend, who she later married. By the time my friend and I had reached her, she was so badly beaten we couldn't even see her face properly. What probably shocked me the most was having seen that, I unfortunately ended up in an abusive relationship too, later on, and this resulted in me failing my A-levels, all of them. And even in politics today, with the rise of social media, I have seen men targeting women, telling them that they will be raped and that they should die. Some men really cannot stand seeing a woman prosper. So given that I've seen my fair share of abuse, hatred and misogyny, I stand here very proud that both Boris Johnson and Theresa May have made great strides to protect women from tackling domestic abuse, stalking, modern-day slavery, honour-based violence, FGM and more. And they have enshrined these actions against women in law. So I welcome this motion as I see it building on the great work that our party have already done. Whilst your motion has inspired me to talk about my personal experience of abuse for the very first time in public, three things came to mind. The first, I saw Stella Creasy's tweet on the way to conference, and despite being the opposition and a Christian, I made an attempt to try and speak to Priti Patel. I did this because some things are just beyond politics, and they come down to humanity. But then I wondered if my opposition would do the same thing for me. And if I was to bring a motion about IDS in Duncan Smith as a result of the abuse he's been subjected to as a result of Labour activists, would the Chamber entertain it? Secondly, as my colleague has alluded to, when we have people like John McDonald saying what he said about Esther Moveo, and I won't repeat it, how far can we really go? How many people in this room really condemned that behaviour? I want to stress again, I am very supportive of this motion. However, I did find it a little confusing because it actually neglects all the laws we have in place already, like racism, racism, equalities, etc. So I would ask that more work is done to tighten up this motion just to make sure it's truly enforceable. Thank you.